Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish. We are doing a tutorial today. We are doing some nail art gradients. Okay, so if you can't already tell, I'm really hyped about this. So I am someone who's never been able to really master sponge gradients. That's not what we're doing today. That's a whole other thing. But I like the look of gradients, and so I was like, there's got to be a different way that I could at least try. And so I looked and came across what a lot of people call the lazy gradient or the easy gradient method that works quite well when you use jelly polishes. And I watched at least a dozen different YouTube videos to get different people's takes on how they approach doing it, and then did a lot of trial and error to figure out what would work best for me personally. And I did not expect that I would end up enjoying the process so much that I would come up with 8 different color combinations that I'm going to show y'all today. I mean, y'all, I basically am using pretty much all but maybe 5 or 6 of the jelly polishes that I have in my collection. So and with this being a tutorial, I want to break it down in a way that can help you all learn how to do this too, including things like how to select which colors might work best together when you're doing a jelly gradient. What are some of the things that I ran into as I was trying to do them? And I typically don't do this, but what I'm gonna do for this video, because I think it'll be really helpful to visually illustrate this, is show you at various points the swatch wheel that I was using yesterday as I was preparing for this video. And the swatch wheel, that it contains a lot of, I don't want to say mistakes, because I learned from those choices, and I learned oh, okay, that did not work. Let me see what I could do differently the next time around. And so it's gonna be great. I think that for any of you who so this video I would recommend for any of you who have been wanting to get more use out of your jelly polishes. Perhaps you're someone who's been wanting to dip your toe into nail art but have found it to be a little bit intimidating or scary. And then also I know in terms of people with various disabilities and accessibility needs, I know that not everyone is able to do fine line nail art for any number of reasons. And so this, I think, is a nail art approach that can be accessible in many other ways. So I'm really hyped, and also, as you all know from my many of my previous videos, whenever I'm filming on a Friday night, as I am now, I'm just extra hype. I am extra ready for the weekend, and I'm even more happy to have seen how this video planning has evolved into something that is going to be good. So I've talked a lot. Let me show you what's on my nails first, and then we'll get into the tutorial. So as y'all just saw in the intro, my outfit today is kind of what I would describe as a yassified little Bo Beep. So here are the nails that I put together today to go along with that. Let's start with this pink. And by the way, for my nails today, I'm wearing a total of 7 different polishes. So yeah, definitely want to take some time just to show you what's on here. So this light pink is a cream from Blank Beauty. It was a mystery polish I got from them, and I knew I wanted to put some kind of topper over this. So I started with a rose gold flake topper, but then that just felt a little bit not quite enough. So I decided to follow that up with a diluted version of Holo Taco's Black Flake Taco. So if you're wondering, well, why am I using this and not my usual crack polish mascara flakes? It's because in this case, I wanted a look that was even more sparse than mascara flakes and also with slightly larger flakes. So that's why I've put together this diluted version of Black Flake Taco from Holo Taco for times where I want just like on the one hand, on the one hand, I want some more, some slightly larger black flakes, but not too many. And in this case, you can see why, because there's already a lot going on. Okay, next, let's go to this finger here. This one that I have is a pink cream from Zoya called, I always want to say Etsy, SD. Yeah, and then on top of that, look at the fill line in here. It's like, where is the fill line? The fill line is like where the E down here in duh is there. So yeah, I should switch to a back of this pretty soon. Yeah, this is Emily Damali Pale Landscape. I don't know how that became pink. I probably put that in something by accident. And then the last one, let's do the, what do I have left? Yes, let's do this finger here. This was a pretty simple one. This starts with 2 coats of crinkled linens from Cracked, and then this was a polish I haven't yet used in this particular color. This is Fancy Gloss's Pink Mini Stars. I still feel like this is a little bit more sparse than I would like, but these mini star toppers often are can be a little bit heavy on the suspension base that comes with it, and so like with all of this here, there's already a lot of liquid, a lot more than I would generally like. So the last thing I would want to do is put even more on top of that, have it build up even more. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I encourage any of you who may feel like you're stuck in a nail polish rut, take a look at your creams, take a look at your toppers, plan a yassified little Bo Beep or whatever, whoever you want to be outfit, and see what you can come up with. All right, as we're getting started, one thing I forgot to mention in the opening is that most of the jellies I'm going to be using in this video today are from Cirque, which I'm an affiliate of, but these are all polishes I've purchased myself. But if any of you would like to support this channel in another way, I have my affiliate code for a discount for you in the description of this video. It helps to support this channel, so thank you so much to any of you who have been using that. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's begin. Now, we're going to start with the basics of this, like some general information that you'll want to keep in mind as you are doing gradients. And this is in like no particular order, just kind of as some of these thoughts are coming to me. One thing that I found is that if you are someone who is like me and that this process of doing a jelly gradient is very new to you, instead of jumping directly into trying to do a gradient with 3 colors, I'd recommend starting with 2, and that's what we're going to do. So this is going to be the first example with 2. The next example is also going to be 2, and then all the others for the rest of the video are going to be 3. So that's the first thing. Make it a little bit easier for yourself. The next thing is that in my testing and as I was planning for this video, I found that in most, but not all cases, I had better success when I was using jellies that were from the same brand. And this can often be because the formula and the consistency, the viscosity of that formula is more likely to be more consistent from one jelly polish to the next. And also the level of saturation that you'll have within the polish. So these two, and I'll talk more about these specifically in just a moment. These are both from Cracked. They're both very like you know, very similar formula, very similar amount of pigmentation. But for the next example after this, I'm going to show you an example of how it could potentially look when you pair together some jellies that don't necessarily have the best alignment in that regard. So that's another tip. Another strategy I would say, as you're thinking about starting this and how to conceptualize it in your mind, is that if you're familiar with the process of watercolor painting and how colors kind of like blend together in that way, and in some kind of harmony, if you can visualize that in your mind, that's going to be a really helpful strategy for you as you're doing this. I think those are the main things I wanted to cover for now, and there probably will be more as we go along, but for now, let's get into it. So this first one is, these are both from Cracked. This is Just a Moment, and this one is Honeydew. I got both of these in my most recent Cracked order. And what I'm gonna do is start by swatching these out just kind of like down here a bit, because as I mentioned, as you are trying to figure out which of your jellies you want to pair together, you want to get a sense of how the formulas are. And you see how these both have that pretty much the same amount of milkiness to them like that? Whereas if I wanted to say like, let me bring in Fancy Gloss's lemon jelly, because yellow could blend really well with this, right? So if I were to put this out here just as another example, I hope this is coming through clearly on camera, but like the top two have a slightly more milky quality to them, whereas the one beneath is more sheer. Maybe if I like put my finger behind there, I think this hopefully helps you to see that distinction there. And for here, we're not looking at the colors of them individually necessarily. We're looking more so at that formula and how milky or sheer they are. I mean, I'm sure people have found ways to pair together jelly gradients like this. I think that might be a more advanced thing than I'm able to do right now. But for now, we're going to start with these two. All right. So here's going to be our overall strategy. And I'm talking my way through this first because once you start the process, things move pretty quickly, and you want to make sure you know what you're doing before you start trying to put stuff on a nail, whether that's your actual nail or a swatch. So if I take a look at one of these nails, for example, the first coat that I'm going to do is going to be with the Just a Moment, so our darker green. I'm going to cover up like just a little bit at the bottom, enough for it to appear on its own as its own single color, and then I'm going to go a little bit up here, like maybe two-thirds of the way up there. And I'm not doing all of it because I want to ensure that I still have enough room for this to the other one to appear there. And then for the second one, I'm going to do kind of the opposite, more or less. So for that one, I'm going to start it by leaving just enough room at the bottom for the first one to appear on its own, and then go from there all the way up. All right. Once I start this, you all will see why I had to explain this first. And last tip before I go, I think that something I found is that I would recommend brushing off a little bit more of the polish on the neck of the bottle than you typically would, because remember, you're not going to be using this to cover the entire nail. And what you don't want is for any excess polish to start pooling there. So here I go. All right, so I'm starting at the bottom. I'm just kind of dabbing. I'm going up here, leaving enough room for the other one to have its moment in the spotlight in full. And now going in with the second one, starting not all the way at the bottom, but just like maybe 2/3 of the way down there. And I put too much liquid on there, so I'm just going to go here. And in this first coat, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of blending. That's okay. Y'all, when I did this yesterday, I was like, they're not blending. And I had to tell myself, trust the process. Because here, it's, you know, you're not seeing anything happen just yet. Another thing that I know comes up a lot when, you know, people think about these gradients is do you cross-contamination between the nail polish bottles. In my experience, I think that if you try to like float the polish on there as opposed to like pressing down with it too hard, that helps to prevent any kind of, you know, this color getting in that one and so on. Yeah, and so the last thing I'll say before I pause for a bit, in my experience, you're going to have a better result if you allow each coat to fully dry. And that can be tricky for me. I mean, if I were doing this across my whole hand, then yeah, by the time I got to, you know, my thumb and I started on my pinky, it would be dry enough for me to circle back around. But I want to give this some time to dry. So as I was doing my nails earlier, I finally got around to watching that Obsession movie that everyone's been talking about, and girls got some drama going on here. So I'm gonna pause, let this dry, watch some Obsession, and then I will be back for the next coat. So it's pretty dry now, so here's what we're gonna do for the second coat. Now, a tip that I want to share that is something that really helped me as I was figuring this all out. When you go in for the next coat, you know, you still want to take that same overall approach of leaving enough space for the other polish to stand on its own solo in full. But you don't want to take that, like when I put on Just a Moment, I don't want to take it up to like the exact same spot that I had before. I want to give a little bit more variation. So I think what I'm going to do is almost like not reverse it, but like, let's just kind of, you'll see. So yeah, starting with Just a Moment, and in this case, not going all the way up, like maybe halfway, but a little bit more than halfway, like 55%. Y'all be careful, because like it is so easy to get carried away with this and just be like, I'm painting the whole nail. Okay. Then Honeydew. So Honeydew, I want this to be like here. Okay. So same thing here, where it's like I'm not going down to the exact mark where I was before, but I think from what I've seen, what helps this to become more of an effective gradient look is okay, so like when you go from one coat to the next, you're using the same overall concept of like, don't like overlap a little bit, but also I need to see this one in full, I need to see that one in full, but then combine that with choose different spots to do the overlapping. Y'all, look at that. And you know what? I'm gonna show you my wheel of stuff from yesterday. So like, some of this is gonna be smudged because I didn't put top coat on these, but like, here's where I was yesterday. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, this was what I was, and I got a little smudgy, but like, this is where I was yesterday as I was figuring this out. And here's what I'm able to do now. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. That's one of the reasons why we've got 8 different combinations in here. So I will be putting top coat on this so it doesn't smudge. And then we'll move on to the next one. Those of you who have been following my recent polish making journey in my quest to make the perfect blurple cream polish will probably not be at all surprised that I did end up picking up Crack Polish's newest like blurple jelly called Sloe. And together with this one, I'm going to do a gradient with this blue from the new Nicole Loves Nails collab with Cirque called Marine Jelly. Now this combination here is going to be the one that works well
in my opinion, compared to when I do this with Cirque's Cobalt jelly. Just because Cobalt jelly has a slightly different consistency from what I've seen. And also, just to do a quick bottle comparison shot in case any of y'all were curious about the similarities and differences between Cobalt jelly and marine jelly. Do you need both in your collection? I mean, I think that they're different enough if you are a fan of blue like I am to have that. I think marine jelly is a slightly softer blue, whereas Cobalt packs a bit more of a punch. But at the same time, when I tried to do a gradient with these two, the difference was so, like, they were so similar, like I couldn't really pick up a difference. So first, I want to show you, just like we did before, with how the formula of these looks. So starting with Sloe, it has pretty much the same kind of consistency with what we had with the two greens from Cracked before. And let's see, marine jelly next is, okay, so this one here, you see, very similar, right? You've got this like very milky kind of consistency. Now, where you have Cobalt jelly though, if I bring this one in to compare, okay, now it looks slightly milky there. I would say Cobalt jelly is just on the verge of being, it's more sheer slightly than marine jelly. And when I tested both of these, I felt that marine jelly blended better with Sloe. But you know what? We're going to do both of these right now. So technically this is like, you know, I'm doing like, this would be a total of 9 different color combinations. But yeah, so we're going to do the same thing like we did before. And honestly, part of why I decided to do 2 blending gradients before getting to the 3 was that it would give me some time to like really warm myself up as I'm doing this before I get in. And yeah, like I said in the intro, you don't have to be perfect with this. If you're someone who normally has shakier hands, I'm doing marine jelly over here first, by the way. This is something that I feel makes nail art a lot more accessible. Now down here, you can see I almost got a little bit too far to the bottom, and to a certain extent, and the danger there is if I were to have covered up all of Sloe at the bottom, I would have no part where I'm seeing just Sloe on its own, and you need to see each color on its own in order for the gradient appearance to work well. So yeah, so that was marine jelly. I'm gonna do this with Cobalt jelly, so exact same thing, but with a different blue jelly. Okay, so there, and then Cobalt jelly, I'm gonna start just a little bit further up there. Okay. So probably where you can see this difference between Cobalt, this formula difference between Cobalt and marine jelly, if you look at how they appear at the very top of the nail, that is where I personally see more of a difference there. And you know, like I said, it's a very slight difference in my opinion, but one where I just felt that when I tested these out last night as for preparation, I was able to get a better overall result with using marine jelly. Now, as these are drying, something I want to call out as another watch point here. Do you see how there's a little bit of pooling that's happening down there on the side? Now, this is a swatch wheel, obviously, but if I were to have applied this in that way on my nails, that would probably just go into my cuticle area and I could like clean it up, no problem. But it is still something that you want to be aware of and mindful of to make sure that you don't accidentally bring too much polish on your brush to the extent where it might start seeping down into your bottom color. So I think what I want to do here, knowing that I definitely need to cover that up and but also not go all the way at the top. Okay, here we go. Yo, I'm having so much fun with this. This is just, I love nail polish. I love color and art. And yeah, something else too here, if you see, like, I'm not, as I'm deciding where I want to stop with mine, I'm not necessarily doing it as like a hard line break. And that's, you know, personal stylistic choice, you know, it's up to you. But I just find personally, like, when I do this in a way that gives some more color variation to it, you get a better overall blending that happens there. Now this one, let's see. Okay, I think that's, I feel like I still need more purple at the bottom, the Sloe. Let's see how this goes with Cobalt Jelly. Watch it turn out to be the case that Cobalt Jelly is going to turn out better than it did last night. Let's see. Okay, going up there. Okay, and now this one here. I think I want that. Where did I do that? Okay, yes. It's like, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah, this one is okay. So this might be a combination that I would need to do 3 coats of to get the effect that I want. And okay, so I'm seeing the blue come through pretty well on both, and here they're almost indistinguishable from one another, but hopefully you can see, like, if I just put like a stick of cuticle oil under here, like, for example, did that do anything? Nope, that did not do anything. Okay. But like, I can see my finger through Cobalt Jelly on the right more than I can see it through Marine Jelly on the left. So that would be like what I mean when I say Cobalt Jelly is slightly more sheer, but just barely. These look dry. Okay. Let's see. I'm seeing like a line of demarcation for Sloe, like up there. So I'm wondering if what I want to do here is maybe not necessarily another full thing, but just a little bit of blending at the bottom. Let's see what happens. Okay. Something like that. Just a little bit there. And then Marine Jelly. Oh, I promise this worked for me yesterday. Okay, there we go. Bam. That looks a lot better. It still is more blue heavy than I wanted it to be, but you see where I'm going with this, right? Let's see if I can do it better on this one. Yeah, I think I took the blue line down too far. This is actually, you know what? This is good that I'm showing y'all this. I think this is more blue heavy than I want it to be because there's not nearly enough space at the bottom for Sloe to have its moment in the spotlight. Like, even as I'm trying to like make up for that now here, it's not going to change everything that came already before. So that's where you do want to just be mindful of how and where you're blending. Like, you can sort of try to fix it like I'm doing here, but it's, you know, there's only so much you can do if you haven't left enough space for yourself. Okay, so I think I did it. My technique was better on the right, but assuming I can get the technique better over here, I feel like I do prefer the combination of Sloe with Marine Jelly more than I do Sloe with Cobalt Jelly, because Sloe, let me put the caps back on these and do just kind of like a side by side real quick before we move on to the next color combination. I feel that Sloe, the cracked one, it has this kind of like dusty, slightly dusty quality to it, and color to it, whereas Cobalt jelly feels more glassy, and I think that marine jelly feels more, and I say dusty in a good way, y'all. That's not a dig whatsoever. These two just pair well together for me, and assuming I can get my technique down, I'm looking forward to doing like a blurple gradient at some point. So let's go on to the next one. All right, so now that I've kind of got my technique down for like combining two, we're gonna kick it up a notch and go into doing a 3-color gradient. We can do this. Okay, so colors that we're going to be using are, this is another one from Nicole Loves Nails collab with Cirque, Pank Lemonade Jelly. The next one is XOXO Jelly. And finally, I've got Lolly Jelly. This one, I really like these 3 colors together. So if I just show you how this looks with them on their side, you can see how we're gonna go from this like bright neon pink intensity with a dip into like a reddish look in between to a more like subtle, not subtle, but like a more pastel kind of pink. I'm struggling with words right now. Okay, so as far as positioning goes, we're going to try to take the same approach with this. And I think it can be a little tricky to keep in mind the second part of the strategy I mentioned, which is that when you go in for your second coat, overlap still, but don't use the exact same overlapping points that you did from the first coat. So another thing too, like I said, I knew there was going to be random tips that come along the way. Make sure you have all of your bottles open before you start putting the first one down, so that you're not rushing to be like, oh my goodness, where's the next polish coming from? Okay, so here we go. Whew, I got this. All right, let me rearrange these in a way that makes it a little bit easier for me to reach for. So we want to do just a little bit of like that, just slightly more than a third. Then going in for the second one, covering it up, but not too much, like overlap, but I still need to see Pank Lemonade Jelly on its own. Cool, looking good. And then that leaves me just enough room up here to slightly overlap XOXO jelly, and then have just Lolly on its own. And there's a bubble. Okay. Whew, I just realized I was like holding my breath throughout that. As I'm waiting for this to dry, you can kind of see the foundation of where this is going, right? And so as I am thinking about where I might want to make my next marks here, I feel like with Pank Lemonade Jelly, I'm going to want to take that up slightly further than I did up there. I'm going to want to start XOXO jelly, maybe. Okay, so XOXO starts like right there. Yeah, this is tough, and I like that. One of the things I love about Cirque's jellies is that they dry so very fast. So this is pretty much good to go already. Okay, that means I need to do something. Okay, here we go. Starting with Pank Lemonade Jelly, going up just slightly. Yeah, and see, I knew that I was bringing too much onto the nail there on my brush, so I stopped it before I could let that start running. That's a good thing to do. Next, going back into my XOXO. That was going to be a little too much on there. Just a little bit of overlap there, but not at the same part. Gonna take this one slightly higher than I did before, but not too high. Okay, still leaving enough space there in the middle. And then Lolly is going to, okay, I'm gonna go a little bit lower with Lolly this time, because I think if I go lower with Lolly, that'll give some better blending and give some more opacity towards the middle. Okay. Y'all, I'm still like holding my breath when I do this. So when I go in for this last coat, I think like if you see around here how there's like some blank space there, I think I've been playing it a little bit too safe around there. So what I'm going to want to do is probably extend Pank the furthest up that I have for this so far. Not all the way up to where I've been taking XOXO, but enough to where for sure I'm covering this middle part there. Now, for some of you, depending on how you prefer your nails, like these 2 coats might be enough for you, but I'm going to do a third. I think I can do this. Okay, so here we go. All right. Yep, there we go. Covering it up halfway. Okay, that might actually be, you know what, I want to try, okay, I almost wanted to like be like, no, let me just do 2 colors here. Oh my God, what am I doing, y'all? What am I doing? Okay, yes, okay, and then trust the process. Last one, okay, I like that. Is it perfect? No. Did I only just learn how to do this yesterday? Yes. So it's a work in progress. But, you know, especially as it relates to the amount of polish that I'm bringing onto the nail, because I don't want to like overly build it up, but you can kind of see the vision here, right? I think what I'm learning from here is that and this is tricky because, and let me finish that thought as well. What makes that combination a little difficult is that Pank Lemonade Jelly is a very vibrant neon jelly, whereas these XOXO and Lolly are not. So I think that's another part of the reason why the bottom part with Pank Lemonade Jelly is standing out a bit more than the way that the other 2 are blending. But I like this a lot. It's a really great summery look. Yeah, so I'm going to let this dry, top coat, and move on to the next. This next color blend is going to be kind of like an aqua vibe, if you will. So starting from left to right, we've got Jade Jelly. This one is Lagoon Jelly. I just got this other day in my most recent order from Cirque. And then we've got Aqua Jelly. I love this combination. Okay, so I think I've got some good lessons learned from the previous one. And I feel like this is going to end up with a Lagoon Jelly. Okay, yeah. Like I said, it's a newer one for me. Okay. We're going to start with Jade Jelly. And, okay, what did I learn from the last one? I mean, like I said, Pank Lemonade Jelly, neon. I don't think we're going to have that same issue here, but we'll see. So starting here, going up a bit. Yeah, I think part of why I had so much fun with this as I was planning this out last night is that this is just so relaxing. I mean, like, and it feels, at least to me, like a very low pressure, low stakes kind of nail art activity. Because think about what you're doing is essentially just like dropping polish onto a nail and directing where you want it to go and like blending it together. And if it works, that's fantastic. If it doesn't, you try that again until you get it and just have a good show on in the background. Y'all, that looks good, even just on the first coat. What? and see, this is what I mean when I say like formula choice is important across your gradient options, but also color choice too. And so like as that's drying, I'll give you an example. Like this one right here, I really wanted that to work and it just didn't. I also wanted this one to work and it didn't. I think the colors were just too different from each other that the blending was not happening there. But hey, I did it. I learned something and lived to tell the tale. So yeah, here I think I'm probably going to take the first line up a little bit more. Yeah, let's see how this goes for round 2. I love this, like, yeah, the blue at the top just really gives this a stunning look. Okay, going up just slightly further. I can't stress enough, you don't want to do this on the exact same separation lines that you had from the first go around. You want it to look very varied, if you will. So, okay, that's a little bit much up there. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, trust the process. We got this. And the last one is going to be like right there. I think. Hold up. That's standing out too much. More Lagoon. What am I doing? What am I doing? Girl, what are you doing? Girl, stop. Girl, put the brush down. Oh my God. I don't know what I just did. But I'm also not mad at it. For real though, like, yes, there is a little bit of like a little extra swoosh in there that I was not anticipating, but I overall am happy with this result. And how many coats is that? I just did like 2 coats of this, right? I don't think that I would want to build this up to a 3rd. This is where I'm seeing that, yeah, this Aqua, I guess I forgot and didn't realize just how much of a punch Aqua Jelly was packing compared to just Lagoon and Lime by themselves. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I want to, let me see. I know that Jade, sorry, I called this Lime Jelly, I think. Jade Jelly and Lagoon are kind of, they pair well together, but like if I wanted to just do like Lagoon and Aqua, I just want to get a better sense of that real quick. And I know like the thumbnail for this I'm planning is going to say like 8 different layering combinations and or something like that, and that number is not going to be accurate, but it's okay because it's like we're going to have 8 different sections of this. I think I'm doing this as a way to just kind of see like, oh, that's what it is. Okay, so the amount of polish that I put onto the nail here just now for the 2 color split was almost about the same as what I put over here when I was doing it for a 3 color split. And if you take a look at the difference between these two, for just the Aqua Jelly part, I've got about the same amount of like saturation here when I'm on both. What I'm getting at is, in order for me to have this level of parity with Lagoon Jelly, if I'm using Aqua in a 3 color gradient split, I'm gonna need to use considerably less Aqua because of how more pigmented it is compared to Lagoon and Jade. Okay, and I'm gonna finish this out with like the second coat too. I just had to test that out to see like, what is the deal here? What am I missing? So I'm going to, yeah, I really want to put more down there to try to cover up that line of separation with Aqua. But now, knowing this, less Aqua is going to be better for me here. Less Aqua, less Aqua. Just go, there we go. There it is. Just kind of like barely smoothing that out, you know? Not depositing a whole lot of new polish on there, but just a little bit, and that looks really good. Okay, I like that a lot. I'm not mad at that too. I mean, I could, now that I know what where my technique went a little bit wrong there, I know what I can do differently next time around. So before I get into doing the next one, I'm going to swatch those out down here so that I can know where I might want to adjust. Okay, here we go. On to the next. I am having so much fun with this. Okay, our next color combination is like a blue, gray, and brown blend. So we've got Cobalt jelly, then Tempest jelly, and then Bonbon jelly. This one, these are both new to my collection. I already had like charcoal jelly, I believe, but I wanted something that was a different shade of gray as well. And I didn't have like a brownish jelly in my collection yet, so that's the void that Bonbon jelly was going to fill. For this, like I said, I do want to start by giving myself some rough idea of how these might compare to one another in terms of saturation. Okay, starting there with Cobalt. Then let's try Tempest next. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I believe, if I remember correctly, Bonbon of these three was the most sheer, I think. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we're looking with that. I think okay, this is like my third round of like doing a 3-color gradient tonight. So let's see what happens. Okay, starting with the blue. And I will say, like, of the blends that we've done so far in this video, this is the one where we're getting into territory of like blending colors that aren't necessarily like right next to each other, or like that aren't very similar to each other necessarily, like we had with some of the reds and pinks, the blues, the teal, and so on. Yeah, just a little bit there. I don't want Cobalt jelly to have too much of a hard line down there, but I do want to leave enough space for Bonbon jelly. So I think I'm taking Bonbon down a little bit further than I normally would, and that's to kind of cover up some of that hard line that we had from Cobalt there. Okay, this is where we are after one coat. Y'all, this is where I was like telling myself time after time, trust the process. I think this can be a really good kind of like fall color gradient blend, as opposed to, I mean, these over here for sure are more summer, spring to me. I love this first one as well. Oh, so good. Okay, going back to this one, I want to take Cobalt up a little bit higher, but with not too much on the brush. Okay, taking it up to overlap with Bonbon for sure, but not all the way. And then I want Tempest to begin slightly further down into where Cobalt is, but leaving some little bit of Cobalt fully. Okay. And then I need Bonbon to blend. Blend, Bonbon, blend. Blend. Yes, it's blending. Blend. It's doing it. Okay. Okay. Yo, I'm making no guarantees as to like how this experience may or may not go for you as an individual. And yes, I do realize that I was just a few minutes ago saying this is such a fun and relaxing activity. Yes, it is fun. Yes, it is relaxing in between me doing the swatches. But when I'm like, when I'm in the moment, that's where you're just like, okay, I'm someone who, like, when I talk to something, whether it's my computer, my printer, the nail swatch, talking to it makes it do what I want it to do. I feel pretty good about this one here. Something I'll also add is that I think this nail art approach could be an excellent technique for any of you who aren't into thermals but like the look of them. So yeah, I could see myself wearing this. It's like and it's also the question of like, which end do you want to have closer to like the bottom of your nail? Which one do you want to have at the top? I love the idea of this kind of having like a smoky look up top. If I were to do this differently though, I would probably add in a little bit more definition for Tempest. You know what? Let's go back in for a third coat, because why not? And this is dry enough. So I have no strategy. Okay, we're just gonna do a little bit of blue down there, just a little bit. I want more gray transition here. Okay, Olivia, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Make it work. Come on. Okay, there's there, and then just a little bit of blending down there. Yes, I'm taking the Bonbon a little bit further down than I was before, but I mean, it's not bad. It's yeah. That I think, yeah, seeing that the Tempest one is not as, it's being overpowered by Cobalt and Bonbon. You know, like if I were to remove Tempest from this and just do like straight up Cobalt to Bonbon, I think that could be a better blend. And you know, sometimes that's okay. Like sometimes you go into one thing thinking like, yeah, I had a vision of how this was going to look, but then I tried it out and it turns out that it didn't actually work the way I wanted it to, and that's okay. So yeah, I think the key with working with Cobalt one is making sure that as you're blending it, this is one that of all the ones I've tried so far, Cobalt jelly wants its line of separation to be visible, and whatever you're putting over it, you want to blend it in a way to where that line blurs. And I think I did a much better job of that over here with this variation. You know what, let's also do, I know this video is going to be super long, but you know what? This is I'm okay with that. I put timestamps and everything, so you know, feel free to skip ahead if you like, or if you're probably doing your nails and watching this, watch along. You know? Okay. I just want to see if I can get Tempest to blend well with Bonbon. Okay. Yep. There we go. I like the idea of this like being a smoky kind of gradient here, but yeah, I feel that there's just these each work together individually, but not as a tricolor gradient. At least I maybe it's something about how when you start to add in Bonbon and Cobalt from either side, Tempest just kind of gets lost in the middle there. Like it's a gray. So I feel like it's probably just unfortunately not having enough to make it be as visually distinct as we might want it to be to stand out in that regard. Okay. So then for Bonbon, I'm going to bring this line down a little bit more. Not a whole lot more, but blend it out. Yeah, this is one where my technique's not the best at the bottom there, but we're making it work. Y'all see the vision here, right? Like this is, what am I doing? Why am I going back for more blue? Stop it, stop it. Olivia, stop it. Oh, no. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. No, wait. I'm so chaotic today, y'all, I'm sorry. Okay, don't do what I did just there. Don't do that. Okay, this next one, I'm going to show more restraint. That's going to be what I do. Okay, so I'm going to take it up a little bit further. And then I think where I went wrong over there was the second part went, instead of like, yeah, I went too far down, and then it made it so that there just wasn't anywhere else for it to go. That's a lot better. Yeah. This approach looks better, you know, and you can see where I ended. You can see that fading part in the middle, and you can see clear gray at the bottom. Okay. Y'all, I swear one of these, we got 3 more color combinations to go through. One of these is gonna work. Okay, on to the next one. Our next combination is gonna be a nice like neutral look that we've got. Again, I don't know why I have like random streaks of like pink around here right now, but that's okay. This is Voile. Next is Chiffon. And then this is charcoal jelly, which I was talking about earlier. So to do a quick bottle comparison for that with Tempest jelly. So this is Tempest jelly, charcoal jelly, and yeah, I think to my eye, Tempest jelly on the left looks slightly like it has like a teeny drop of like grayish blue in it. Whereas if you're looking for just like classic straight up gray, that would be charcoal jelly. So the look I'm going for here is one that's more of like neutral, but still kind of smoky like. So let's start with Voile down here. You know, I'm determined we are gonna get a good tri-color gradient by the end of this video. I'm stubborn. We are not giving up. It's gonna happen. Okay, so starting with Voile. Right. You know, the more I do this, the better my technique gets, I think. But it also, it's, you know, it just takes practice, figuring out like not just what works in general, but what works for you specifically. Like, and as I mentioned, sometimes it really comes down to color and polish combination choice. Like you see how well those first 2 blended together. This third one, not as much with this first coat, but I think I got it to work well yesterday. Yeah, the Voile and Chiffon, I like that combination so much that I'm gonna show you how that looks in just a 2-color gradient, because I think that could be a really good look. Like to go from, if you're not sure if you want a neutral look that's like more brownish nude or more pink nude, why not both? I mean, they just blend together so well. Like, I can't even really see where that separation is. I mean, I can, but not a whole lot. And as I build this up to the second coat, it's just gonna look even better. Okay, now going on to the second coat, I want to take Voile up a little bit more here. Yeah, to cover up some of that, maybe even get into there. And with Chiffon, knowing that that's going to blend better, go further in there. And I wonder if I might get a better result if I did Chiffon as the final color in this instead of the second, because it's blending better. I don't know. I thought I got this color to work. Huh. I'm not liking that result as much as I thought I would. Okay, so, y'all, this is, I swear I planned this out. It can be trial and error, right? And I think that charcoal jelly is very similar to aqua jelly in that their relative strength is just they're very similar to each other in that regard, and it's kind of overpowering both Voile and Chiffon. They're just showing up like all cute and dainty and stuff, and like just look how seamlessly these 2 blend together. And yeah, so I really like this combination a lot. In a good way to kind of ask yourself if your gradient is working is, can you see each color individually at the top and bottom? Yes. Can you see where they blend? Yes. do you see hard lines where they blend? I mean, a little, but not nearly as much as here. If I wanted to redo this and bring in, I know this would be like stepping us away from the neutral part a bit, but just looking at the other colors I've got over here, maybe if I wanted to bring in Lolly, yeah, this is Lolly Jelly, for like a keeping it mostly neutral, but then kind of going into a teeny bit of color at the top, I'm gonna give it a try, because why not? So starting with Voile again, knowing that this is gonna blend really well with Chiffon, so I don't have to worry about this part as much. But what I am concerned about is, will Lolly play as nicely? Okay, that's bright. Oh, see, this is kind of what you want to look out for. And I'm sorry that part of this video is kind of turning into me kind of showing like what not to do. But honestly, I think that that's just as valid for any kind of tutorial to help you know what kind of watch points to look out for. So this, I would say, is an example of like the strength of charcoal and Lolly is just not working with Voile and Chiffon. But if I wanted to do, and I promise this will be the last one with these particular colors, I'm curious to see what's going to happen if I wanted to do charcoal and Lolly. I mean, I never would have thought like, hey, let's do like a gray to pink kind of gradient moment. But I mean, but see how much better that's looking already though? Like that, this is what I'm saying. That looks so much better. Now, granted, I would still want to, and I am going to build this up to at least 2 coats, if not 3. But the difference here is, and once again, I'm still learning myself too. What I noticed when I went in to put charcoal jelly and Lolly jelly over these lighter colors was just immediately how much more they stood out as far as their like pigmentation and just how deeply pigmented they were compared to the other two. And because of that, there's just no way that I was going to really get that softer kind of blend that I was looking for. And that's why I'm like, okay, that's how y'all want to be. Let's put y'all together then and see how that goes. And I think that I'm going to have better luck with these here than I did when they were with the others. So yeah. Oh, that's much better. It's still, yeah, I would probably put just a little bit more of the gray down here just to even it out a little bit more. But you see the vision here, right? It's like these two are just, I'm still not done apparently. Okay, hold up. There we go. Yeah. There's just a little bit more blending I had to do. That's actually not bad. Okay. So, I think that I'm learning about how to more easily identify when certain colors or certain polishes are maybe not going to play well together. So yeah, let's top coat, move on to the next one, and see what happens. Next, we're going back to a kind of like blue aqua moment. I'm going to be using Cirque's Marine Jelly, and then Crack's Breakfast at Monique's, and Crack's I'm Jaded. Okay, so I originally had a completely different color scheme planned out for this slot in the video, and I decided to scrap it because of what I have been learning along the way, and also because I want you all to see in real time how I think through this from a completely brand new context. So, Breakfast at Monique's and I'm Jaded, in my experience, tend to be more on the like crelly leaning side. And I think that marine jelly, as I mentioned earlier, also has a little bit more. I would still consider it to be a jelly, but it's getting milky. It's in the way that it acts as a formula. So looking at this, I haven't even yet decided what order I want to put these in. Knowing that cobalt jelly, no, this is marine jelly. Okay, marine jelly behaves a little bit better for me than cobalt with the blending. I know these two need to be together, and I wouldn't necessarily want to put marine in the middle, but I think what's going to make the most sense for me potentially is this. I don't know though, because let's go with perhaps starting with, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna start with marine at the bottom because I feel like I'm Jaded might be a little bit I don't know. We'll see. Because it's like a crelly, so I might be able to use less of it, but get the blending that I want. Also, I have not used Breakfast at Monique's or I'm Jaded in any of these gradient tests. So, y'all, this is either going to work really well or like not. So, do people still say YOLO anymore? YOLO. Okay, that's not the worst, but you see I'm having to soften out that line of demarcation a bit. That's okay. That's all right. I'm doing it though. And then I'm Jaded. Y'all, I'm trying to get a win with this here. This is we're getting a win. It's gonna work. Okay. This is a pretty good look. It's reminding me a bit of one that I had across the swatch wheel over there. So looking at that one, but just kind of flipped around a bit. And okay, if I remember correctly, over here I was using Aqua jelly, which is very super pigmented. And over here, I'm starting with marine jelly at the bottom, building that up. From what I can see here, marine jelly is playing very well with Breakfast at Monique's, which is playing very well with I'm Jaded. So looking at where I want to have the most coverage for this next coat though, as I said, marine jelly, definitely still a jelly, because you can see here just how much more sheer it is on its own at the bottom compared to looking at how it is for I'm Jaded at the top. So I do want to build that up just a little bit more, but I don't want to hit that same line that I did previously. So I think I'm going to take this a little bit under that, but still put enough on here to have this be visibly marine jelly on its own. Okay, cool. And going into Breakfast at Monique's, I do want to go further down in there, just enough to blend it. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. I'm getting the blending that I want in the middle. This is looking good. But now I need to do something about this in the middle. It's, I mean, yeah. Okay. There we go. It's blending. Okay. Okay, it looks like it looks like a globe. Okay. Is it a perfect gradient? No. Does it look like a whirlpool in the middle? Yes. But I kind of like it because for me, honestly, when I want a gradient, I don't necessarily want or expect myself to be able to pull off like a completely even like gradient like you would see if you were doing like something on like Photoshop, how you can make a gradient happen there. But what I do want to see is clearly one color at the bottom, clearly a different color at the top, and some kind of blending in the middle. And considering I only started learning how to do this last night, I'm pretty happy with this, especially when we consider how this compares to some of our other attempts. So yeah, I really like how these work together. Whenever Earth Day is, happy Earth Day. I think it's April, right? Okay. So yeah, I've got one more look, and then we'll wrap up after that. The final combination is the one that the vision that I had that actually got me interested in wanting to try to learn how to do this technique to begin with, which is having a sunset moment on the nails. And I'm using Fancy Gloss's Lemon Jelly, Fancy Gloss's Orange Jelly, and then Cirque's XOXO Jelly. So if we go back to where we kind of started here when I showed y'all how lemon jelly looks and how that works. So yeah, in my experience, Fancy Gloss's jellies are by far the most sheer ones that I have in my collection. And I knew that when I wanted to pair this with some kind of like red or other orange, I think that XOXO jelly was the one that I had the best attempt at being able to get to play together. Now I would like to start with XOXO on the bottom, but then it's also like, doesn't the sun, like, wouldn't it make more sense for the yellow sun to be closer to the bottom, if I'm understanding correctly? Anyway, so when I put these first two on, y'all are gonna see just what I mean about how sheer these Fancy Gloss ones are. And to be clear, get it? I don't mean that as a bad thing, because like there are times where you do want your jellies to be very sheer but still have some color, but be very sheer. And by the way, Earth Day nails, like, the more I look at it, the more I love it. Okay, here we go. All right, I got this. Okay, I know that the yellow and orange are going to blend together very well because they're basically the exact same formula, just two different colors. You see how well that's going, like that? Unfortunately, I don't have another one from Fancy Gloss that would be in this formula to complete the sunset, so I'm doing the best I got here. You see what I mean? It's like, it's more pigmented, but I can make it work. I can make it work. Okay, there we go. Boom. It's, yeah. And this is where you can see that XOXO definitely sheer, just like we've got for yellow, what's it called? Lemon? Is that called yellow jelly or lemon jelly? Lemon jelly. I got confused because orange is a color and a fruit. Okay. I've got the same kind of vibe going on here, but XOXO is just a little bit more pigmented, and I have to be cautious of how that is going to play against orange jelly to blend this. So I can't push it too much. I do still need that pop of pink up there though. So I think what I want to do for this next coat is bring yellow jelly. I keep forgetting what this one is called. Lemon jelly. My goodness. Okay. Bring that one up a little bit more. Then bring this one kind of there. And oh my goodness, you see how I'm like barely leaving myself enough space to blend at the top? Okay. I gotta take this further down then. Okay, is that doing it though? Wait. I think I got it. Y'all, I think I did it. Is it perfect? No. But is it? I just need to, Olivia, stop blending. Stop blending. Hey. It's like, it's almost there. I just messed it up. Okay, I'm starting over. Okay. I'm not giving up. That, I need to have patience. I need to have patience. I also do wonder, though, could it be easier for me if I try this with XOXO on the bottom? Let's see. I think it might, honestly, because I feel like whenever you've got the jelly that is slightly more pigmented, that's going to be one that is easier to work with when you put it down and then put something over on. You see how it's easier for me here to like blend it than it was before? So, is this the right order of how a sunset looks? I don't know, but is this looking better than what I had before? Yeah, and I can still see that line between XOXO and orange jelly, but it's a lot better. So I feel like where I'm going to want to aim for stopping XOXO is probably going to be somewhere in between this line at the bottom and this line up there to really help to give it a space to blend. But because if I take XOXO too far up, then that's not going to leave enough space for orange to blend with lemon. And yeah, so I'm going to be extra cautious with the amount of XOXO that I put on here. Okay, let's do that. And just a reminder, it can work well to not expect yourself to have like perfectly straight lines of separation here. It's a gradient. Ooh, I went almost way too far up there. Okay, let's not do that. Oop. Okay. Now, if we compare, I think that, yeah, this is, I feel like what I really need is whatever, hold up, I got one more thing I'm gonna try real quick. This isn't gonna be the same, but this is Emily DeMolly's Sheer Tint Mulberry. Let's see how this will go. What I was saying as I'm doing this here is that I think that I need to get and I think I may have already gotten a pink from Fancy Gloss, but it's probably sitting in my untried. I just want to see how this Sheer Tint Mulberry goes with this. Yeah, I'm doing this a little bit differently, stretching it out a bit further than I probably should, but I'm determined to get a final win for this here. Okay. I need to bring the lemon jelly down a bit more earlier on, and that was something that I didn't do the last time. So, okay. So far, that's pretty good, and I think the purple-ish color of mulberry, Sheer Tint Mulberry, gives me a sunset vibe. But I wonder if I'm running into the same issue that I was having before over maybe here, where I'm trying to do a tricolor gradient when I've got two colors that are very similar in value and that blend very well together, and then you've got a third that isn't, that stands out a bit more. I think that's what's happening here. So last try. Let's push this further up. I'm trying. I'm trying. I am trying. Oh, wait, no, hold up. If I can get this last part to blend. Blend. It's a little darker at the top than I wanted it to be, but the vision is there, right? We're just going to ignore that big glob of polish on the side. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this has been a lot. I've got some thoughts on this, so let's go ahead and get wrapped up.
So a little bit of time has actually passed since I filmed the intro and the main part of the video. It's been a little over a week actually. This past week has been pretty busy with, I had a work trip during the week. And then after that, Jack and I took a brief road trip for a few days. So yeah, and as I was getting ready to finish editing this video, I was like, oh, I didn't film the outro. So here I am now filming the outro. Anyway, yeah, this one was a lot of fun for me to do because there are definitely some moments there where I'm like, ooh, this gradient is not turning out the way that I wanted it to. There's still a lot that I know I still want to learn and perfect and improve about my process. But as I know I said throughout the video many times, I was having so much fun with it. And I hope that for any of you who have been trying to dip your toe into the waters of not just jelly gradients specifically, but also nail art as a bigger concept, I hope that this video has helped you to get some ideas for how you can use some of your nail polishes in a more creative way that you might not have explored yet. I am, I for some reason I tend to think of jelly gradients as being like a summer spring thing, maybe because of the like squishy look that jelly polishes have. But as we're going into fall, I can absolutely see myself trying to use more of my fall colors and using this technique still. So yay. Anyway, I know this has been quite a long video, so I'm not going to ramble on for much longer, but last thing I'll say, if any of you have any other tips for doing jelly gradients that I didn't cover, please feel free to share those in the comments. I would love to hear what suggestions you might have. As always, thank y'all so much for being here on this channel as part of this community. It's always fun to know that, especially when my videos are what many of you are watching as you are doing your nails. So yay. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.